you ever lift your head up from your phone, look around, and think to yourself, my God, everything is weird? Well, we do. A lot. This is the Observation Station, a unique, entertaining, and hilarious podcast. If we observe it, we talk about it. Anything and everything. Anything and everything. Let's get weird and let's have some fun. This is the Observation Station. And now your host, Tommy Heights.
Hey, what's going on, guys? So we're here almost at the presidential election of 2024. Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris. And looks like we're tired of everybody's approved message with the commercials. We're done. Let's get this election over with. Right now, the political turmoil out there with the rioters, picketers, everything, this is not what we need to have in this country. So much is divided right now that I feel like the government is just still wanting us not to have a collective mindset of saying, hey, let's all work together, because that would be scary. Then there'd be somebody to say, hey, what are we doing right now? Why are we fighting amongst ourselves? Let's actually put our minds together to have a greater cause. But so let's get into this episode, understanding that I'm not here to be Bill O'Reilly, Tucker Carlson, anybody like that. This is the Observation Station. All it is just what I see out there. So every time that I go out and have it where somebody asks me to go, who are you voting for? Who are you voting for? None of your business. Because every time that you say who you're voting for to somebody who asks that, it's just like a question ready for a lecture. If you say to somebody, hey, I don't want to say the person I'm voting for. What, are you scared? I'm not going to say anything. What are you voting for, Kamala? What are you, make America great again? All this stuff doesn't have to be the conversation every single day. This is what comes up with the presidential election fatigue. Nobody wants to be talking about this 24/7. Isn't there anything else besides this stuff? And it happened last time in 2016 when Trump was running against Hillary. It's amazing how much you see commercials all the time trying to throw one under the bus, the other one under the bus. No matter who you're supporting right now, I think we all collectively can say everybody just wants this election to be completely over. No more commercials, flyers, banners, flags. They're too much. So a lot of the things I'm seeing are these polls. One of the things noticed first when I was seeing these polls is every single time MSNBC, CNN, any of the ones that you're looking at that are mainstream, they always are like, oh, well, Trump, he's neck and neck, or he's, not that close, or, oh my God, he's not good with these voters. Every time they said that, the last election, it was absolutely a catastrophe. The whole thing showed Hillary winning. You're sitting there, okay, Hillary's going to win this on paper. I still thought to myself, nobody's running out there saying, oh my God, go for Hillary. Kamala Harris, in my opinion, is not as popular as Hillary Clinton. As crazy as Hillary is and everything like that, too much of this cackling hyena talk. Too much of this, he. Right now, it's not funny talk. You see a couple of wars happening overseas. People need our help. A lot of this just seems to be where the current standing president, if you want to call him that, seems to be out to lunch. This is something that's crazy. It feels like a plane that's on autopilot, not having any destination whatsoever, just flying in the air. No, there's no marked place to say, hey, this is where we're gonna stop. Just autopilot till the gas runs out. Seems like how it's going to be, since the leadership is not apparent on television or anywhere in front of the United States of America to say, hey, look, we're fixing this. All we're hearing right now of the people that are in power trying to run for another re-election period is, wait till I get in and this, XYZ will be implemented. Well, aren't you already in power? What is the difference between the 3.5 years that you've been in power and then the rest of the time that you're saying you're going to be in? That's like saying a broken record. Oh, when I get in, it's like you're in power. What are you talking about? So finally having it where it's coming to the end of the month, where November 5th, if I'm correct here, will be the election day officially. It's just going to be a big burden off of the shoulder in the United States of America once this election is all completely taken care of. No more commercials, no more what ifs, polls. So finding out your true meaning of, the message that makes you wake up in the morning. That's what should have it, what gets you excited. Not all of this political rah-rah on CNN to say, oh my God, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to get angry, go to work, talk about this at the break room, and tell my whatever opposite political party work buddies or whatever it is. And I'm going to tell them how I'm right and they're wrong, and I don't mind getting into a spat. That's not a way to live in the United States. We are not uniting that way. Maybe you can have differences of opinions, but we can't be rubbing this kind of crap into people's faces to say, I'm right, you're wrong, I'm right, you're wrong, I'm right, you're wrong. Everyone's going to have to be right, wrong, or indifferent at some point, but if it's just going to be the conversation of, everybody's got to have their hand raised at the end to say their opinion is fact and yours is just the opinion or something like that. Gospel, if that makes any sense. A lot of people don't even know whose policies are whose, because you can say one thing and they're like, oh, that's racist. Everything that you say now is racist. So I want to go out there and be a stand-up comedian. Though that's one of the big things. It's like, who am I to say? It's kind of the funny thing to go out there and go, man, I don't want to get canceled. But it's like, I'm not even big enough to get canceled. I'm over here where it's like, oh man, I don't want to lose my sponsorships and everything. I don't have sponsorships yet. What the hell are you talking about? But it's kind of funny to have it where, you try to be like, oh man, the public perception of me going out there making these kinds of edgy jokes, what's going to happen? Are you going to end up on TMZ? And it's like, why would I end up on TMZ? I don't even have that big of a following yet, that is. So it's funny where your mind goes to say, oh, well, what if this person says this or it's like, don't worry about that. It's all up in your head. That's a big thing now that I'm training is my mind. Taking something that it's a prison. You look at the mirror, you look at yourself to say, who am I as a person? A lot of times it's jail in your head because you can't get out. You don't know the key, which is frustrating because you'll be living with yourself the rest of your life. So when people say you are your own worst critic, well, that's very true, unless you have it where you allow everybody else to criticize you also, which, wow, what a burden. You are not only doing damage of criticism to yourself, there is an allowing of external people to come in your life and say, I'm going to add on to that pile of demeaning attitudes or statements to make you feel bad and just jab at you, zingers. The strong person is the one that can handle silence by themselves and say, I am in control. Nobody is here to save you or me. The parents can say, oh, I'm here. I'll help you, honey. Let me give you a hug. All this shit. I'll give you a hug. No. That's not going to work. Real life out there doesn't give you a hug. It gives you a backhand, lends you a hand up, and then lifts you up and then trips you. But what is it when a goal is met? Something in your mind is to say, okay, I'm not going to have it where political factors, external factors, the American economy or China's economy or God knows whose economy, that is not going to have it where it will impede you, anybody around you, or any external factors. The mind is what has to be conquered. You're the only one that can do it for yourself. Nobody can do it for you. As a listener, this is something that is very difficult, very, very difficult to swallow. When you say, if I didn't have to deal with this person, that person, this, figure out how to get away from this person or that person. If they're that much of a problem, don't have it where you're around them, because it will bring bad energy, which will make it in turn to have it where the days that you are living are spent with dread. And that's not something that has to happen with you. We're here to live a great life, but it will be built around suffering, just like having it where you go to the gym. Coming to the gym is the first part. Then you go to the sauna, and you have it where all the muscles are relaxing, getting that 10-minute cardio workout in there. From there, you take a shower, you're refreshed, you got the workout in, you get the protein shake, feeling juiced up, moving on, one step closer to gold. That's how it is. Every time you go to the gym, you're going for gold. You're not going for silver. You're hitting it hard, and you're not going to BS yourself. This is what needs to happen. All this other stuff of, oh my God, no. Hit it. Hit it hard and hit it well. So, and when you go to the gym, there's going to be people on there, to bring it back to the topic of the episode, which will be like, hey man, what's going on, bro? Hey, what's going on? And then start talking about, man, did you see Fox News? Did you see the CNN, bro? Oh my God, da-da-da-da-da. Man, it's a bunch of horse, crap. You don't need that. It was first coming to the gym, getting in the zone, figuring out what is the reps or sets that are going to be executed today. All this other nonsense, hey man, did you see the what's it called, the news for da-da-da, can you believe that, man? And then you're listening to this sewer filth coming out of this guy. You don't even care what this guy's saying. All it is just being a polite citizen, nodding your head, oh man, oh yeah, you don't care about none of this. This guy out here doesn't even care about listening to your point of view. It's just the captive audience to say, you're not going anywhere. I'm going to now talk to you. First off, as you can usually notice, these guys are out of shape. They look like they're eating, I don't know. Shit, that's what they're eating. They're eating all kind of McDonald's, just fast food BS. And they come over there leaning on there with the tank top and everything, just kind of sitting there, just go, oh, hey, how's it going, man? Hi, how's it going? And I don't know how you young guys are doing it nowadays. I mean, as you see the news right now, but the thing is, even if you want to get away from the news, they have these TVs inside of the locker room with, whatever news channel going on. And it's always just tickers of headlines, war here, blah, 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 blah. It's a distraction. So much is out there to take your mind and just pull it away. The easiest way describable that if anybody's gone to Las Vegas, that is the simplest way to factor what life is like. You go out on the strip. You're like, man, I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be going over to this casino. No. If it's your first time in Vegas, you're going to get screwed a lot of times. And it's just the name of the game because Vegas has so many twists and turns, dark spots, black holes, things that will spit you out and keep you on the road without money to get home, So that's the way it is. It will pull you in all different directions. Just like your mind is like the strip of Las Vegas. It will pull you in 1,000 different directions where your mind isn't even in control because you've just given it up to external frequencies out there that are coming in there to say, hey, look at me, do this, blah, 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 blah. Distractions. That is what all of this is. These news, it's distractions. Finally, people have to just stand up and say, I need to have a mind of my own. I don't need to have it where it's like where a headline's on there, and that's what you're supposed to be, in air quotes, thinking. Oh, yeah, this is what you should be thinking, or you're going to be wrong, or I will mock you. No. That's not how it's going to be. If you're going to just have it where just because your quote-unquote favorite news station is saying this and then you're watching, say, Fox News or Newsmax, whatever it is, they're more right-wing. And then it just starts becoming a clash going, oh, you have it, blah, 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 blah. First off, none of us are running for president, okay? So let's squash the beef. Your vote and my vote is the same one single vote. Which is the funny thing when these celebrities go out there and endorse political candidates. We're like, oh my God, thank you so much for your support in voting for... It's the same vote as your vote. It's a funny thing. It's not like it's, oh my God, hey, it's Robert De Niro. Put him down for 2 votes instead of 1. Is that Al Pacino? 3 votes. That's not how it works out here in the American political system. 1 vote, 1 citizen. So from there, it's up to you. Do you want to keep having this propaganda put up on the television and said, hey, yeah, this is exactly what I need. I need to have more negativity, sensationalism to feed into what I'm looking at so I feel just fantastic about my day. This just makes you just feel great. Okay, war, da-da-da-da-da, and here's Scruffy the dog. Coming back after these sponsored messages, the weather. Everything is sensationalism. We just had it where a hurricane's down here in South Florida, not so bad, but more in the Tampa area, where you're listening to the news channels and the weather channel, and right when these hurricanes come, they go, play all this music, they play just crazy stuff, pictures and videos of apocalyptic stuff, water going all over the place, just whoa. Just let's get down to the business. What's going on here? We don't need all this Hans Zimmer music in the background. Give us the meat and potatoes, good and bad news, not all of this hype music in the background. a lot of it's confusing to a normal person. Meteorologists, I understand, want to get the ratings. They got to get the people, why watch Channel 4 when you can watch Channel 7? They got a better model or whatever it is. These are just at the end of the day things they have to do to get ratings. It's sensationalizing. Even when the hurricane was going down in category, the strength was lessening. And from there, they're like, oh, well, it's almost like they look down. It's like, oh, well, I guess the category 5 is to a 4. All these meteorologists turn into like Eeyore when the things start getting better. So sometimes it's like, well, wait a minute here. Are you really showing sympathy or what's going on here? Because it's like, oh, we pray for those people out there, but can you see there's a hurricane on here? No. Okay, look, dude, we don't need all this stuff. But, yeah. And then they say, oh, well, the president didn't give enough hurricane relief. I don't know what else that the president can be blamed for at this point. It seems like they've done every almost mishap that they could. Again, that's the observation station's opinion. That's not the United States opinion. I'm one person, and that is it. I'm just glad to have you as a esteemed listener and observer. One of the few things that I have to be grateful for is that I have a great audience just like yourself to tune in. So with that being said this is going to wrap up my episode here. 2024 presidential election fatigue. Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris. And so the upcoming teaser episode will be incorporating, since we have all these tensions, let's just have it where if the world is going to be ending according to conspiracy theorists, politicians, the people that say, oh, World War III? Well, let's talk about World War III, potential for that. Let's get nitty gritty down to it, not just stare at headlines, have an educated conversation about what the potential is. Is it hyped up? What's going on there? So, hey, thanks guys for listening again. It's always great to have the observers here. Again, I have to be grateful for an awesome audience sitting here listening to me going on and on and on, because you like this kind of entertainment, and I like having it where I bring this to you. So with that being said, have a great day. See you on Friday.
You've been listening to the Observation Station. We find everyday life and everyday situations hilarious. We hope you've enjoyed the show. We know we had a blast. Make sure to like, rate, and review. And be sure to tell a friend about the show. That would help too. See you next time on the Observation Station.